Well, the turkeys seem to be moving around awful well in these old woods on a cold morning, and so is all the other little animals too. Welcome, friends. Welcome to the foothills of the Smoky. Another chapter of As the Ridge Turns here in East Tennessee. Now, we haven't had no big snow. We've had some flurries, and we've had a lot of rain, and we've had a lot of wind too. But this is just in between them rain squalls that come in here. But sooner or later, that snow's gonna hit. And I hope y'all are doing well. I know a lot of you north of here are getting a lot of snow, and I wish you well. Stay warm. Well, I haven't filmed no great big old buck fights this week. That was a rare occasion to film that. I'd never filmed that before. But it's just so relaxing here on this ridge. But it is cold, I'm telling you. And down here at the pond, it's doing nicely in this rain. And the animals seem to love it. So take care of yourself, relax, get your favorite drink, and let's see what stepped in front of the cameras this week. Even seen old Sidewinder this week. So let's get started. Well, out on the ridge and the ridge trails, it's settled down a lot. And all it's running around is these little old young does that's growed up. They kind of loners now, but they still hang around with Mom and the other does. And they just come back and forth in these ridges, just picking and a-browsing, all day long, till something takes them off running. And there's old Socks early one morning, on a wet morning. Ain't seen him in a while. And there's the old Yeller. Old Regular, he's moving around on one morning too. And the turkey, they seem to be doing awful well. All at once, you just see them all the time, everywhere. I'm picking them up on all kinds of cameras. Big old toms. When you see one, well, you liable to see a couple dozen of them. They on the move too. And the big bucks, it ain't filmed none this week, just young bucks. Little old young ones. Spikes and 4-pointers. And they just browse around all day. But they're nervous. Them coyotes are on the move. They gotta keep alert all the time. Watch them hear. They can hear and see, buddy, and get gone in a second. But back at the little log here, the crossing, little wrens is still having a good time. They're just trying to find something to eat. And there's that little bird. Thank y'all for telling me what this little bird was. They must have moved in here for the winter, 'cause there's a bunch of them. Seems like I've seen a bunch of them on the camera. But the little robins, this is their area too, and they stay here. So this is their home, the little robins. And there's the big bird, old turkey. He's just moving through here. And little Ricky, he has to say hi. So he's moving through. And up the rock, now the deer just browsing on through. Just happened to come through there. It's a peaceful place during the day. Ricky's got it mostly to himself. And he's always finding a walnut here and there. But why he'd want to bury it in front of the rock? There's too many people there. Too many animals there at night. That's when it's busy. And at the pond, the turkey's still at the pond too. They love that place. And here's a young buck. I can't see its head here, but you can tell it's a buck, because look inside its back legs. It's got them scent glands. See him on there? The old young buck. And he's at the pond all the time. And little bird. Come dark, the old coons coming off the den trees. They on their ship. And so is that old coyote. He looks awful healthy looking, don't he? And there's old Fred the fox out, making his rounds. And there's a little flying squirrel out foraging. The old coon, he's just making his way down the ridge, investigating this and stopping and checking that out. There's old Freddy or Betty coming through, don't know which. And there's old Wishbone moving through the woods. And that looks like, ain't that a beautiful tail on that skunk? I don't think that's Spike. An old young buck, he's right in the camera. And the old coon, he's here at the log crossing, making his way. And so is the skunks. They like to come through here. This is a route on the way to the Rock Motel. And they just coming through, ain't they? All kinds of different skunks. No two skunks are the same. Not identically. And down the tree, here's a red fox. Now you can tell by its red legs. It's not a gray fox. This is a different fox. I like to film it during the day. And there's old Wet Willie on a wet night down the tree. And here's a little mating pair of pretty little skunks making their way up towards the Rock Motel. And up the rock, there's old Willie moving through before he gets soaking wet. And there's Chubby. Old Chubby's moving through. Didn't see him last week. Ain't seen the Joker this week, but I did see old Sidewinder. He must be hanging in close to that rock because he ain't leaving it much. Don't film him very often. Bless his heart. And please don't get attached to these animals. They live hard and short lives, I'm telling you. There's old Rocky moving through. Don't see Mrs. Rocky. Now here's the skunks. They've moved in and about took this place over. I just hope they don't bother poor old Dirty Dan in there taking a nap. And I mean, they just skunk after skunk. Stripe, I don't know what that one is. I can't remember the name of that one. I've got so many names and I forgot half of them, but they changed so much. Different skunks coming in here. This one here I named Patches. He's got patches on his back end there, white. Old Patches. And that one looks like old Arrowhead to me. Thanks for y'all's names. There's so many different names. There's this little mating pair again. Looks like little snowballs, don't they? But you never know. They come and go in these ridges all the time. But they have to be living here. Hopefully we'll catch some young in the spring. Here's 3 of them right here, coming out from under that rock. As long as they don't bother old Dirty Dan. He needs his nap. And there's old Wishbone. He'd been missing all summer and he'd come back. But down at the pond, no big bucks, just young bucks running around down here. And the old coons, they're coming in. This is their favorite watering hole. And they love it too, night after night. And they like to dig for grub and bugs and frogs, whatever they can find around this pond. They love it. But they're awful nervous. They're acting like he's a coyote out there or something bothering them. So they don't like that. Come daylight, up on the ridge, the old does is just browsing and a-picking, making their way through. And they take naps too, watch for each other. So peaceful, ain't it? But they're up running around, making their rounds. Another day unfolds here on the ridge. But it's time for the little squirrels. They ain't got time to lay down. They got nuts to find. And they'll find them somewhere. Always on the move. Little natural acrobats. So I hope you enjoy these little videos. That's just what stepped in front of the cameras this week. Take care, my friends. Stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.